Hey guys, this is Arsenal Giants PS3 and this is episode 11 of season 3 of our FIFA 12 Sunderland Manager Mode commentary. So as you can tell, we are in the month of January now and we have 3 matches to play, but we don't really have that much money to spend. We have about 12 million in cash to spend, but a very little wage budget, so I don't think we can really bring in very many players. We do have 3 matches to play though, against Aston Villa, Bolton Wanderers and an FA Cup match against Gillingham. So in the Barclays Premier League table, Sunderland are in 5th place with 38 points, still going for that, well, Champions League spot, but we could always achieve higher. Fulham, of course, in 16th place, but they have been doing pretty well in Europe. They are in 2nd place, which does mean that they have qualified for the next round of the Europa League, so that is a pretty awesome achievement. They've actually started out quite awfully in the Premier League, as you can see, since I left them, but I'm quite happy they're doing quite well in Europe. So on to our first match against Aston Villa, and this was a very even match in all honesty. We started the match quite well. Shaqiri plays it into Bolton, takes a pretty awful touch though in his shot. It's quite easily saved by Bolton. In fact, I think it was going to go off even if Shay Given hadn't actually touched it. We have a couple extra chances. James Milner there against his old club, but quite comfortable for Shay Given to save that, and we did manage to hold out quite a long time. It was quite an even match, as I say. Fabian Delphi had a shot, but that was incredibly ambitious from that far out. But I do not know what my defenders were doing there whatsoever. But Andy Johnson picks up the ball, comes inside the defender, and then a beautiful finish. Sadly, Courtois can't get anywhere close to it, and it always seems to happen, doesn't it? It's always Andy Johnson scores against me. My former player at Fulham, I sold him off to Aston Villa, and he seems to be doing quite well for them. Scores quite often. And I do bring on James McLean for Xherdan Shaqiri because not only is Shaqiri's stamina quite low, as always, but I do quite like bringing on McLean because sometimes he does have a very positive influence. I'm always tempted with Shaqiri to start like sprinting down the flank because he's got so much sprint speed, but sometimes it's not really that great. So at half time, nothing much really happened, and Stuart Holden has a great chance there, just snatches it off my right back. I think it was Nathaniel Klein, but Jermaine Beckford does make it 2-0. I think that would have been a penalty. Like, it was just outside of the box there. A terrible tackle. Jermaine Beckford just smashes it in, and sadly Courtois can't get anywhere close to it. So it does look like we're going to be losing this match. We do have a small chance here. Fernandinho has a shot, but yet again, very comfortable for Shay Given, just palms it out. And we do try to attack again, but it's too little too late, really. Cezinho has a shot, again saved by Shay Given, but sadly Fernandinho couldn't convert the header, and at full time it ended 2-0 to Aston Villa. So after that disappointing defeat to Aston Villa, we move on to our next match against Bolton Wanderers, who have been on a reasonably good run of form lately. But if you got a chance to look at their squad, it was such a good squad. I remember they were the ones who beat me in the earlier season as well. They have Hernandez, Mario Zarate, Gomes, among other players. They have a brilliant team. We do start off reasonably well. We do have a free kick. Sebastian Larsson takes it. Usually very good at free kicks, but I'm not too great at them and just goes over the bar. Came reasonably close though, but Gomes, I do not know how he got past my centre backs. They must have just allowed him in too easily, but it was my awful defending. He really should have tackled him there, at least made it go out for a corner. But Gomes does make it 1-0, but Lukaku gets on the end of a brilliant through ball by Ngog and finesses it perfectly. Jussi Jääskeläinen, I can never pronounce that correctly, doesn't have a chance there, although he really should do better. Upon reflection in that replay, he really didn't do too well. David Ngog hasn't got too much support, just tries the finesse and it hits the top of the crossbar. Very unlucky it didn't come out to Lukaku, who probably would have gobbled up that chance and made it 2-1, but unfortunately we didn't quite get it. But we do have a sweaty goal. David Ngog does get his goal against his former club to make it 2-1. I didn't put in the replay of the pass across because people don't really like to see that. But Hernandez, I do not know how he did that. He's so small and yet he managed to beat, I think it was Bolton, I think. Yeah, just Bolton I saw on the replay for the header to equalise. I don't know how he did that. I know in real life he is epic at headers, and I was just really frustrated. So at half time it did end 2-2. But oh my god, that is such a penalty if I've ever seen one. The defender doesn't even get any of the ball. Courtois manages to come out and catch it, but I do not know how that was not a penalty. He just threw him off the ball, but luckily enough we do get away with it. I'm not complaining. And Bolton do have an attack again, and Gargano gets... I do not know. I just don't know how these things are happening. Gargano managed to smash it past Courtois on his near post. Should be doing so much better in that situation. And just look here, I think this is offside, I'm not sure, maybe just because the left back plays him onside, but Lukaku manages to equalise. This is a crazy match actually, it's 3-3 right now, but Lukaku, to his credit, is a great finish. We do win the ball in the centre of the park. I just smash it upfield, somehow lands it on Gog, and you know what I'm going to do, just sweaty pass it across to Lukaku, who makes it 4-3, and this match is just absolutely crazy. I'm going to have a slow down replay of that lovely pass across, just because I'm a bit of a not a very nice person. You're going to say a worse word, but decided not to. And then Gog has a shot, but it wasn't the best shot and went wide, and at full time it did end 4-3 to Sunderland. So we're going to move on to our third and final match of this episode against Gillingham, and as always, well, actually, because it isn't the Carling Cup, it is the FA Cup, we are playing a slightly weaker squad than we usually do. Not completely weak though, there are still some starters, but Gillingham, look at this. How the hell does Rooney miss that? I was just completely, I had no idea how he didn't score that one, and I was just thankful because literally Gillingham just took me by surprise in that opening stage, and they really should have scored and I should be 1-0 down. But after that I managed to compose myself, start having some few chances, especially Connor Wickham. He has a lot of chances. See here, he's got no one to pass to, there's not much support, not many players are making many runs or anything, but Wickham has a shot from quite far out. That's what I had to do really. Often I just had to shoot from far out. But in the 36th minute, we do manage to go 1-0 ahead. Lukaku, a great finish there. Obviously, when the goalkeeper managed to save it, it wasn't a very good finish. But then that was a really tight angle to get that in the back of the net with the goalkeeper running onto him. And he did some sort of crazy praising his God celebration. And at half-time, it did end. It didn't end. And at half-time, it was 1-0 to Sunderland. We have a few chances here. Connor Wickham does really well there with manages to dribble inside the defenders, but his shot just went wide of the goal. Quite unfortunate there. We have another chance here. James McLean does lose possession but manages to win it back, but the goalkeeper, although it looks quite acrobatic, it's quite a comfortable save for him. In the 87th minute we have another chance. Connor Wickham plays through and goal, but because it's in the snow, the ball just rolls so quickly. And in the 90th minute, repeat, the 90th minute, I was at this point I was thinking, just don't concede, don't concede, don't concede. And of course, we concede to Gillingham, of all teams. They managed to equalise the 90th minute. Courtois had no chance there. And at full time, it does end Gillingham 1, Sunderland 1, which means we will be playing an FA Cup replay sometime, I don't know, some other time. But at the end of this episode, in the Barclays Premier League, we are still in 5th place with 41 points. And now for goal of the episode. As always, guys, please leave a comment on which one you think. Either this Lukaku goal versus Bolton Wanderers, the through ball was quite nice, although Yaslani could have done better, or the other Lukaku goal against Bolton, which I think just because of the way he manages to turn around and smash it in was quite awesome. But the goals weren't too great, and also for player of the month it just has to be Lukaku. He scored 3 times against Bolton Wanderers, I think, and also grabbed a goal against Gillingham. Yeah, so anyway guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please leave a thumbs up. So thank you very much for watching.